Where's YouTube? Yeah, it's here. Yeah. There we go. Okay guys, good evening and welcome to the Decals Lab Mini 7's. Oh jeez. It's 2 ticks guys. Okay guys, good evening and welcome to the Decals Lab Mini 7's, brought to you by the Eldar Racing. This is the final round at the glorious Goodwood circuit. We are in, hopefully, for a cracker of an evening. I'm your host for this evening, as per usual, Hoppers, and you know, this has been an absolute epic season for these guys. I'm going to go through the championship points and potentially go through who's here and what the race is going to entail this evening, and then we'll invite a championship contender, or should I say championship leader, within Jerry Dobbin, aka Jerry Smiles, into our comms box to just hear his thoughts about what he needs to do and what he thinks about potentially how he's going to win the championship. Because he is championship leader, he is under immense pressure, should I say. I was talking to him yesterday, and I was talking to him again on Wednesday, you know, during the testing, because there was some testing going on, and he's feeling a bit like the pressure's there, but we'll see what happens. So I'll go through the points as per usual in a second, and potentially jump into who's here and who isn't. At the moment, I'm hoping there's more than potentially going to be hopefully more people than 4 of us. But yeah, so I'll go through the points, and we'll invite Jerry in very shortly, and we will see what his thoughts are for this evening. So I'll go through the points, as I say, and yeah, grab a drink, go for a smoke. You know, we're not starting till 8 PM UK time, and next season we will have the nice, beautiful Porsche Caymans, designed by John Riley, who is one of the admins for Eldar Sim. We will be, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, launching that championship. So I'll go through the points, and I will go through everything. If you're watching the stream, Tom, I agree, mate, it is quite annoying, but I'm doing comms at the moment, mate, so I'll try and sort something out in a second. So yeah, I'll go through the points. Tom is a championship contender, aka the Pineapple Head. We'll go through the points, and then we'll try and invite Jerry in for a quick interview when we've done the points and explain what's going on. So we're at the fabulous Goodwood motor circuit based down in Chichester, and we are here for hopefully what should be an amazing final round of the championship. It has been probably one of the most and interesting championships for probably a while now that the guys at Eldar Sim have potentially set up. So the championship started a couple of weeks ago. Well, when I say a couple of weeks ago, last month, maybe a month before. But we are here now back on British soil after having a trip around the world. So we are going to go through the points. In first place, and as on screen, is Jerry Dobbin, aka Jerry Smiles. He's on 166 points. He's currently championship leader, so he needs to put tremendous pressure to make sure James has a bad result. So I'm speaking of James Stephen is his title nemesis on 151 points. James leaped up into second place after the Autopolis round last week. James had some good results, so with James's good results there, it has come apparent that he's up into second on 151. Then you got Tom Holland, aka the Pineapple Head. There he is, just going past Chris Craigie, aka Stealth Racer. Tom is on 140, so he's 26 points back, but at the moment he's trying to set the pace, and you know, he's looking feisty as ever. You know, he's come from potentially getting a couple of victories along the way as well, and a couple of good results. Then you've got Ben Smith, aka Bassox. Hopefully Ben's going to make it in the lobby this evening. He's on 138, so he's 28 points behind, but he's another nemesis that could be putting a dent into Jerry's door and dent in Jerry's championship campaign. Then we've got Love Mecca, aka Love Frequency, in the D-Wars, the American, on unfamiliar surface, but he was doing well in testing yesterday, and you know, he is on 136, so he's 30 points behind Jerry, but you know, Love Mecca is a dark horse, and we shall see what happens here this evening. Then you got Welcome Back Mark Palmer. Mark was missing last week due to being away. He is in 6th place on 123, so he's 43 points behind. Then you've got Jay Baxter on 111. James Stephen has just entered the room now, so the Scotsman Jerry Dobbins' nemesis has turned up. Whereas Jay Baxter is on 111, so he's 55 points behind, but Jay knows how to put the car and knows how to drive. Then you've got Chris Craigie, aka Stealth Racer, in the Hoppers Motorsport Vlogs Bat Mini. As we just see on screen, he's just got in the pit lane. He's on 83, which he's 83 points behind, so it's a bit unfortunate at the moment. As we see here, we've got Jason Grunt, aka Bluefin. Bluefin has just come out pits in the CWS car. He's on 83, so he's 83 points. As I say, he's on 83 points, so he's tied with Chris Craigie at the moment on points. And then you've got John Riley. Hopefully John Riley makes it into the lobby this evening. He's on 75, so he's 91 points behind. Then you've got Dan Bailey. Unfortunately, Dan's work commitments has cost him dearly, which has now pushed him down, unfortunately, into 11th. He's on 61 points, so he's 105 back. So it's going to be it would have been a bit of a big ask to try and win the title this evening. Then you've got Max Robertson. Max Robertson is unfortunately away now for this evening, but that is fine, as Bluefin goes for a bit of a wild ride into that corner there that takes you out very far and wide. Max is on 55 points, so you know, that's a good showing for Max. Then Chris Richardson, I believe Chris Richardson is now been asked to work, so he's missing the final round of the championship. He's on 41. Then you got Mark McCabe, aka Marky Mark, on 23. Mark came dead on late last week. I didn't mean he come into the lobby late, but I mean is by that he came late into the series. He's on 23, and then obviously no show is Craig Downey. So I'm going to invite Jerry into the lobby, well, into the comms box very shortly. I'll just grab a quick drink and then we'll get him into potentially the lobby or into the comm box as Bluefin goes off there. So we've got at the moment 8 people into, as Marky Mark's actually here. I didn't realise he'd joined, so in the Ched Woods car. So I'm going to invite Jerry into potentially the comms box any moment now, and I will ask him some questions. So hopefully we get a good rough idea with what's going on. I'm going to just post a link to the YouTube stream for these guys. Hopefully, potentially get going, and potentially let's get on to the show, onto the road, and get going, potentially get on to the show, onto the road, and yes. So yeah, I'm gonna invite Jerry into the stream, well, into the comms box any moment now, and we will do our best. So yeah, we shall see what goes on. I've just so yeah, I'm just gonna try and unmute Jerry for potentially a for the decals. All right, bud.
Hey, Andy. How you doing?
Bud. I'm all right, mate. So, obviously, you're championship leader, bud.
Yeah.
How's it feeling?
Terrible.
Terrible. Why?
Because I have a shark behind me. So
yeah.
And I know he's going to drive really well, so
yeah,
I'm going to have to be extra good.
You're gonna have to be on the money, mate. As I said to you the other day,
yeah,
you were gonna have to be on the. You're gonna have to be on the money. You're gonna have to potentially put a lot of pressure on him and make sure he gets backed into pressure. But so what am I gonna ask you? What do you want me to ask you? But no, so more importantly, how is your plan going, or how would you want your plan to go?
The plan kinda, yeah. Well, do you know what? There's a lot of talent in this league.
Yeah.
And a lot of really good drivers, and there are a lot of really good flipping competitors. So I've had my moments where I've passed people, and I've also had my moments where people have flipping outdone me really well. So
yeah, of course,
it's going to be tough. But you know what? Win, lose or draw, it's been a great league.
Yeah.
So it has a great season. So.
As you go flying off.
Yeah, I know. And that'll give multitasker.
But that's something you don't want to do, because you don't want to go off, do you? You don't want to jump off track like that.
I usually talk with people when I'm driving, but I think tonight I'm just gonna turn my mic off and just
that's fine.
As best I can.
The best thing to do, mate, is, as I'm gonna say, you know what you have to do. James knows what he needs to do. Pineapple Head knows what he needs to do, but what do you ultimately think you've got it in the bag?
Oh no, definitely not.
No, that's surprising.
I know. I just have to drive well, and that's the main thing. And
of course,
I will. I will push for if I can get places, I will push for them.
Yeah.
So I'm not coming here just to kind of stick it neutral and just follow somebody.
No, of course you're not.
I'll be pushing to try and do as best as I can, and if I can get wins, it's definitely a real bonus. James has kind of come in, and James is he's a tough competitor.
Yeah,
he's as tough as to get. So, if I get the jump on him, great. I will take it. And if he's behind me, I'll make it very difficult for him.
Of course, that's one way to put it, mate.
Oh yeah,
just overall, what's been personal highlights, or what have you enjoyed about the minis this season?
I've actually enjoyed. I actually enjoyed it from day one, because I wanna race and drive a car that's difficult to drive, not easy to drive. So, as much as these might be slow, you really have to finesse them around the track. So.
Of course.
You got to squeeze every bit of orange juice out of them as you can. Like, so.
That's a good way of putting it, mate.
Yeah, it's. I tell you what, it takes a lot of concentration to do like 15 laps around a track in these.
Of course, yeah.
And be consistent. So, Yeah, just hopefully I nail it tonight.
Yeah. Darren Baldwin, okay, ESR idol, as we know. He said you need either a first or second in both races to win the title. I think
it depends on how James does.
It does.
You know what I mean? So
That's the
if
thing,
James
mate.
gets 2 firsts, I need 2 top 4 positions. I calculated it.
Of course, yeah. Because we were on about that the other day.
Yeah.
We were saying what you need and what you don't need.
Yeah, but look, I'm not calculating anything. I'll be going out there to race, and I'll know after race 1 where I am, you know.
Of course.
And who's around me and how good they are. So
yeah,
I just need to turn it on.
What you need, what you need, mate, is a good qualifying. That's what you need. I know it's a weak point, but that's what you need. You need James to have a bad qualifying.
It's tricky, like
But it's gonna be tricky around here because, like we say, we've got 5 minutes of qualifying, and depending on how late you leave the pit lane or when you leave the pit lane, it can be good or bad. And
well, I would usually leave it late, but I don't think I will tonight. But it all depends on who's in front of me. You know, I'll either get a suck or God knows what. So I'll just I'll take it all as it comes in the stride.
Yeah, exactly, mate. But
no, fair play to you guys, you especially, Andy, and the boys in the background making it all, pulling it all together, like, because.
Thank you, mate.
I've really enjoyed it.
That's what I like to hear. It is much appreciated, and I'm sure one day you'll be good as us to potentially start a league on your own. But you never know, mate. But no, it's much appreciated, mate. Like you say, without us guys, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing now. Yeah. And it has been, and I must say, from my own personal experience, becoming from a driver to now comms. You know, it is weird to start with, but it's such amazing hype, and I wish you all the best, mate. You know, I can't thank yourself for turning up every week, even when we've had my own issues. You know, you guys have just cracked on, like I said to you the other night. But yeah, I wish you all the best, mate, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed. So don't forget to mute me when you leave, otherwise you will hear me.
Oh yeah, no problem.
And I'll have to do the same. But yeah, nice one, mate. Have fun.
Okay, man.
Best of luck. Yeah, thank you. Cheers, dude. See you later. So then, guys, we had potentially the thoughts of Jerry there. I think Jerry knows what he needs to do, personally, but you know, anything could happen in the Decals Lab Mini 7's. I'm going to read through some of the comments that have been posted onto the YouTube stream at the moment, and I will give you guys a bit of background for tonight. So basically, Max Robertson, who's not racing tonight, has gone hey. So hey to you, bud. Darren, aka TC Idol, evening chaps, best luck. Yeah, mate, I hope we do well. I hope BTCC with Malcolm Argyle goes really well this evening. James will be gunning for it. Protect yourself, ultra defending. If you're ahead of him, I'm sure Jerry will ultra defend, mate. I think Pineapple Head is or if this is Pineapple Head Roy Suit, I can't pronounce that. Hopefully nobody is in front of you, mate. Well, let's hope no one's in front of Jerry, because you know Jerry wants this really badly. He was saying to me during the week he wants this bad, but you know, like he said, he's in for the fun. I don't know where James Stevens going through that chicane. I don't know whether he went off or what, but it's happy to see. Cheers, Darren. I'm glad I've done a great job, mate. It's been tough, but it's been great, mate. I don't know what James Stevens trying to do here, but as we just watch him for a bit, I don't know whether he went off at that chicane and decided to do a bit of rally crossing as he just rejoined. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, jumping from potentially being a racer to doing commentary, you know, it's an unknown, but hopefully sometime this, you know, there's going to be all to play for. So yeah, I don't know how many more people are coming into the lobby this evening, but at the moment it's looking like we were down to 8 people. Is it 8 or 9? Just no, it's 8 people. But that's fine because it is the final round of the championship. Oh, he's playing games. I know he is. But yeah. See, according to Darren, James is playing games. Well, yes, he doesn't need to play games. He needs to focus and concentrate. But as I was saying, we've got 5. We'll have the 5-minute qualifying, like I was saying with Jerry. You know, like I say, it all depends on when you leave the pit lane. Because if you leave late, I don't know whether it hampers you guys personally, but it can hamper your qualifying because there is 5 minutes just to do it in. But you know, we have got. He's probably playing mind games, mate. He likes playing mind games with a lot of people. You know, he's on the pace in the week was James, but hopefully, you know, this evening, as we just look at Marky Mark, it was a bit of that. So we've got Mark Palmer and Marky Mark, so I'm trying not to get confused with these guys. But, you know, anything can happen in the Decals Lab Mini 7's. Ben Smith is on his way into the lobby, so he's just messaged me to say he is. So we are going to potentially be, hopefully, 9 people into the lobby this evening. But like I was saying, it is kind of been a massive challenge this season for doing comms, but I've really enjoyed it. And, you know, next season, like I say, we've got the beautiful Porsche Caymans coming. The GR3 Porsche Caymans, as Ben Smith has just entered the lobby. No worries, mate, and you. Hope it goes well, mate. So to Malcolm for us, mate. Hopefully it goes. So yeah, if you like what you see here, guys, the Decals Lab Mini 7's, you've got the BTCC League, which is run side here, the Shell Lawman Bats. British Touring Car League with Malcolm Markle, the legendary Malk, the host with the most, as he says. Auto with one arm. Lol. I do feel sorry for you, Darren. I really do, mate. But yeah, do tell him I said hi and tell him all the best. If you're still watching the stream a minute, mate, where you're racing this evening? Because I believe you're a race behind. I'm not too sure. But yeah. So if you like what you see with the Decals Lab Mini 7's, go and check, obviously, the BTCC. Oh, I had a big Willow at Willow Springs, so that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be a good track. So go and check out the Eldar British Touring Car League with the host with the most, Malcolm Argyle, presenting in the comms box. So hopefully we shall have a few people around. So best luck, Darren. Hope it goes well for you, mate. And I will see you, or catch you on the other side after we've finished and see how you got on. So like I say, guys, hopefully I'll get potentially Ben or James in during the break between race 1 and 2. And potentially sort qualifying out. So we're not due to start till 8 o'clock UK time, so hopefully it'll give you guys a chance to grab a drink, grab something to eat, go for a smoke, and we shall see what happens for the title decider this evening. I'm hopefully going to try and invite some of the guys that in championship contention, apart from Jerry, because we've had Jerry in before, and I'll invite probably James and Ben Smith and probably Love Mecca if we have time before race 2. Both races this evening, I've decided, are going to be a standing start because due to the nature of the chicane, it might mean that, you know, the drivers don't want to go flat out into that chicane from a rolling start. Yes, Tom, I'll invite you if you're up for it, mate. I will invite you in between race 1 and 2, mate. So just don't forget to share your audio when you do get invited in, mate. I'll do that between race 1 and 2, my friend. So yeah, hopefully we get a few of the title contenders. I think Jerry's just concentrating, trying to get in the zone, but as we see, James Stephen has done a 138.9, which the time here, their times to beat, you know, and we're going to see what goes on, but the point situation, just as we go into, we'll go into the points, and we will see what is going on here. So I'll go through the point scoring system. So when you get first place, you obviously get 20 points, then you get 17 for second, 15 for third, 13 for fourth, 11 for fifth, 10 for sixth, 9 for seventh, 8 points for eighth, and then you get 7 points for ninth, 10th is sixth, then you get 5 points for 11th, then for 11th place you get 5, then for 12th you get 4, then 13 you get 3 points, then you get 2 points for 14th, then you get 1 point for 15th, and then 9 points for 16, and then you get the pole position 1 point. So yeah, but there's been a bit of controversy, you know, there's been a bit of fighting talk between the lads over the week, which is quite good to see. You know, James Stephen wants to put tremendous pressure on Jerry. I'm gonna hopefully see what goes on, but like I say, I'm gonna just check the lobby settings just while I'm here, just so the guys don't get alarmed with a lot of going on. Yeah, but I don't want to mess about too much, but yeah, we've got 5-minute qualifying, so we're hopefully okay. Marky Mark's just about to put something in the chat in the thing, as we see the guys. You watching the stream, mate? If you're not, I'll just tell you. 8 PM, mate, if you're watching the stream, but I'll just put it in the chat anyway. So yeah, if you want to grab a drink or go for a smoke, then do. You've got time, so you've got a bit of time yet, so it's only 25 to 8. So yeah, hopefully we should have a good night's racing for this evening. It is going to be a nail-biting championship decider this evening. You know, like I say, you know, Jerry's got to be on the money at the moment. James Stephen, his title contender, is going to be potentially into he's sailing at the moment. He's sailing around, but I don't know how he's managed to get that 138.9. Where's that time come from? But yeah, we should be in for a cracker of a race. But we are live and exclusive on the Eldar Sim YouTube channel, so if you are wanting to like, comment and subscribe, please do. It will help us out massively. And also check out the BTCC, the British Touring Car Championship from Willow Springs. The host with the most, Malcolm Argyle, will be your host in the comments box for that this evening. So I'm just going to have a quick break and then I'll jump back in and talk to you guys, and then gear up ready for the 5-minute qualification for the penultimate race of the season, round number 13. It is the final round, so it is rounds 13 and 14 of the Decals Lab Mini 7's. We have had potentially decent. As we see James Stephen, I don't know whether he's trying to play mind games with the opposition, which doesn't really help. Which I don't know what the guys are trying to do here. I don't know whether they're trying to put the opposition off or what. We don't really want this, but I don't know what he's trying to do at the moment. Hopefully we should find out what he's trying to do. Don't know whether there's issues or what. I will see what he's doing. So yeah, just bear with. So just bear with me. So I don't know whether he's trying to just push on or what, but I'm just trying to see what's going on. But yeah, because he went offline, it's, you know, I'm just a bit concerned. So he seems to be okay now. I think he's, because he got this game wrong, I'm not too sure, but we'll see about that. But yeah, so I'm going to grab a quick drink of water and then I'll come back and talk about the what I expect from round 13 and 14 of Decals Lab Mini 7, so I'll catch you guys in a moment or two. I love James Stephen's sarcasm there. So, as I say, it is the last round of the Decals Lab Mini 7's, brought to you by the Eldar Racing series. These guys have been absolute on the money all season long. We've had interesting winners, and we've also had potentially amazing races. So, as we can see, a bit of banter between the championship contenders. I believe we have got it's coming up to, it's gone 20 to 8 UK time, so we are live and exclusive on the Eldar YouTube channel. So if you like what you see here, guys, please like, comment, subscribe, and we shall get you guys involved. If you're interested, guys, just as a quick shout out for a league, well, a race series that is potentially taking place as of tomorrow. If you guys are around tomorrow, we have the Peugeot CRZs, which is kindly sponsored by Hopper's Motorsport Vlogs, which is my own vlog YouTube channel, which Chris Craigie has the sticker, well, the stickers shall I say, on his Mini. If you're interested in that, please check out the Eldar Facebook page, the Eldar Racing Facebook page. for more intro and also for more info, not introduction, sorry, as I get my words a bit mixed up. Go and check that out, and Darren Baldwin is the guy you need to speak to if you're up for that. It starts at 7:30 tomorrow evening. That's 7:30 UK time. So if you are up for a bit of a laugh and a bit of banter and a bit of championship, you'll have me, myself, aka Hoppers, doing the commentary for that as well. But we are also sponsoring the championship, so if you're up for that, guys, go and check out the Eldar Racing Facebook page and get in touch with Darren Baldwin. He's after drivers to take part in the championship, and hopefully it should be a good laugh. We've got some really good circuits coming into play for that, so I'm going to give the guys a bit of a heads up and give them a 15-minute warning until qualifying starts in around, is it 15? Yeah, so it's coming up to 7:45, so I'll give them a couple more minutes and then we'll get ready for qualifying very shortly. As we see, these minis have been quite sensationally quick and quite amazing to see how well these guys are going. So also at the same time now, if you'd like to go and check out the British Touring Cars, the Sheldon Black's British Touring Cars, the main series sponsor, the British Touring Cars are at Big Willow at Willow Springs with Malcolm Argard, originally Malk, the host with the most, presenting the cheers, Max. That means a lot, my friend. Hopefully it should be a good laugh, mate. It should be a good finale. Shame you're not part of the grid this evening, mate, but it is fine. Life comes first, mate. So, but yeah, if you like what you see here, guys, go and check out the host with the most, Malcolm Argyle, doing the British Touring Car commentary from Willow Springs. Obviously on the Eldar Sim YouTube channel as well. So if you don't want to watch the minis and you want to watch British Touring Cars, cheers, dude. I'm sure they will. As Malcolm has the stream up for the BTCC, and we are potentially gonna go and get ready for qualifying for the minis. Obviously, you know, next season, as I said, the Porsche Caymans are coming to Eldar Sim, and some of these guys are probably going to stay on and have me commentating on their on the races. Like I say, we will be visiting iconic circuits. I believe we are going to have potentially a new champion and potentially yeah, when I say a new champion, potentially a new champion, or yeah, potentially a new champion and potentially a new winner for the minis this evening. You know, it is going down to the wire. I hope as of this evening, race 1 provides some fireworks, and then we get the last race, round number 14, the final round, race 2. I hope it goes to race 2 and the title gets decided in race 2. So you're going to have, obviously, like the guys here, I believe I've set it for 15 laps, so just let me double check. I'm just going to have to check what's going on here. Yep, that's correct. So yeah, as we see what's going on. So yeah, obviously as of next week, we will have, I believe we have Ben Smith, aka Bassox, who's here in the Mintworks car. He is setting up a Mazda MX-5 touring car, just a one-off meeting at Brands Hatch on the Grand Prix circuit, and I'm taking part in that. So Ben is going to be in the comms box, and if you want to see that stream, I believe he will send me the link to that, as we have potentially a lot of things here. So yeah, I'm hoping this evening goes successful. It's going to be hopefully action packed, as we see Mark Palmer goes off on the grass, which he doesn't really want to do. So yeah, I'm going to potentially hopefully enjoy racing for a change than being in the commentary box for one evening, and then after that we will have the Porsche Caymans. The first round, I believe the first round will be at the legendary Monza circuit, so yes, be sure to check out everything. And if you're new around here, guys, if you're new to the league, or you're new to PlayStation and you want to take part in online racing to kill some time over the winter period, then please do check out the Eldar Facebook page and see what's on offer. There's a championship for everyone, and also we need drivers for next season in both the British touring cars and of course the the Porsche Caymans, as well as the Peugeot RCZs as of tomorrow. The Peugeots are on about starting, so if you're interested in that, guys, drop Darren Baldwin a message over on the Facebook page. So that's the Eldar Racing Facebook page, and then he will get in touch with that. As we see, I believe Ben's just doing a test stream, so I don't know whether that was affected because Ben's doing a stream, but we shall see what's going on. I'll have a look at his stream afterwards as James Stephen goes rallycrossing into turn number 1. I believe he's trying to change tyres there. So don't worry about that noise, guys, it's just telling us that the car's gone into pit lane. I think James has decided to go into pit lane and potentially see what happens here. So, you know, this could be very exciting for this evening. So we will have 10 minutes, just under, let's come up to 10 minutes before qualifying, and we shall see what goes on for the Decals Lab Mini 7's, brought to you by the Eldar Racing online series. So yeah, so hopefully tonight should be an epic one. I'm a bit, well, not concerned, but I'm a bit interested to see what these guys are going to do. There is 10 of us, so that's good turnout still, and I believe we are going to be looking forward to seeing what these guys can do here at, obviously, the glorious Goodwood Motor Circuit, home of Goodwood Speed Week in real life last weekend, and also within Goodwood Festival of Speed, when that's normally on, over the hill climb section, which is a bit from the circuit. But I believe we have got quite a few. I'll just have a look how we're doing. So yeah, I'm trying to catch up with obviously the comments at the moment, but hopefully we shall see what's going on. Just bear with a second while I just put 10 minutes to go. So yeah, I'm just gonna just quickly look at the comments that are on the broadcast at the moment. Just bear with, because I believe it's alright. It's only because it's alright. Catched up, it's fine, it's all good. So yeah, we're back. Was seeing what was going on with the comments. I couldn't really read much comments, but because they're not worth displaying on the YouTube channel. So yeah, we are going through essentially what will be round number 13 of the Decals Lab. So we've got 9 minutes until qualifying starts. It is the 5-minute qualification here at Goodwood. So yeah, the glorious Goodwood circuit just is a mega circuit. Obviously, if you got a penalty, you do have to take it before the start finish line. and you have to take it cleanly so it doesn't hamper everyone else's lap times. As we see, Bluefin aka Jason Grant has got one at the moment, so he will need to get rid of that, otherwise it will cost him in contention. I don't know whether there was a bit of contact there between Pineapple Head and Ben Smith there, but hopefully there shouldn't be much contact till we go into potentially going into a bit of yeah, so hopefully we should go into a bit of a good idea. Goodwood Circuit, as I was saying, is based in Chichester, right down south. I've got actually a friend who watches the streams, so if you're watching, Adam, I'm technically talking about Goodwood. So yeah, I've got a mate that lives near Goodwood, and he's offered me to go down and have a look. You know, it'd be one of the tracks I'd love to visit, as we're going to go through hopefully an amazing qualifying session. They will have 5 minutes to get their laps in, depending on how quick they get out pit lane, like Jerry and I were discussing in our pre-race, our race before race interview, or before qualifying interview. We shall see what goes on, but yeah, if you leave the pit lane late, it can hamper you, and you can be sort at the back. So if you are watching the stream, guys, we have just 7 minutes till we get qualifying started and potentially underway. It's, well, when I say that, it's actually now 6 minutes till qualifying, and we will get the guys out. I don't know what's out on the grid at the moment. You know, even though it's a practice, hopefully, as we can see, the title nemesis, the two title protagonists, James Stephen and of course Jerry Smiles, have a bit of a battle in practice at the moment. So all I'm going to say is, guys, obviously if you're watching the stream, guys, and you do race, please do not pull the handbrake after you've completed qualifying. This can hamper everyone else's laps that are following you behind. I know it ghosts, but when you come back, it kind of puts people off. Yeah, so as I was saying, you know, please don't rip the handbrake when you complete your qualifying or the race. It's not fair on everyone else. It looks bad on the stream as well, so please don't do it. So I may get the championship contenders in after race 1, and I'll also get Bassox, aka Ben Smith, in for a quick chat after race 1. And, you know, he says he can't win the title, but no, it'd be nice to hear his thoughts as well. So I'm going to obviously give the guys a couple of moments to get to grips. We are going to be starting in around 4 minutes time, so I'm just going to get ready and gear up for this. So yeah, so we will go into so we're going to be starting very shortly. We're going to be starting around 8 PM. I believe we'll have to go, but you know, hopefully it should be a good one. Qualifying is 5 minutes long, and as I said, both races will be a standing start this evening instead of a rolling start. It will still be the full reverse grid of race race number 1. So it will be reverse of race 1, but it will be a standing start. So hopefully we I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that, Ben. I'm gonna pretend. Jerb Stephen, you are not a beginner. Please stop winding people up and playing mind games. But this is what I like about this lot. These lot have just remember, I am streaming, mate. Just remember it's live, but yeah, we're gonna start in 2 minutes. No idea. He's trying to say it. But yeah. It's fine. You know, but the thing is, he's trying to say we're having a cracker of a season, but it sounds like he's saying some profanities. But yeah. But yeah, it's all good, mate. But yeah, we're going to be starting the qualifying in about 2 minutes time. So if you guys, yeah, it's been a brilliant season. It has been brilliant, mate. I must admit, personally, you guys have made it entertaining. So we have 1 minute. I am going to give the guys potentially qualifying. So if everyone's ready, guys, if you're watching the stream, we shall get qualifying underway. I'm a bit nervous because it's title. But yeah, so hopefully these guys are ready. Let's party. Jerry Smiles says, let's party. It's to James Stephen, let's party like it's 1999. Just for your benefit, mate. If you win the championship, I'll play that song down your headset. But yeah, if we're ready, guys, we'll get the show on the road. And let's hope it goes well. Any issues, guys, if you're watching the stream that take part in the minis, please drop me a message to say we are got issues. So I'm about to start qualifying now. So as we go into qualifying, like I say, guys, any issues, if you're watching the stream, please let me know, and then we can get ready. So yeah, here we go for the 5 minute qualifying session of the evening. This is the penultimate qualifying session of the evening. I don't know what is going through the nerves at the moment. I don't know who's made it. Jerry's made it out into second, so he's got out pit lane. I believe everyone's made it out. Yes, so we are actually, everyone's actually out on track. So yeah, we are going to be concentrating. So Jerry has left the pit lane in second, which is good. Bluefin was the first out, so Jason Grant and the 89 CWS car was out. I don't know what he's doing at the moment. He needs to get back off the grass at the moment. So you've got James Stephen, championship rival to Jerry at the moment. We'll just watch what he does. I believe Jerry has now, he's leading the pack round to start his flying lap. So they will probably get maybe 1, maybe 2 laps, depending on how quick they put their foot to the floor in these Mini 7's. It has been a mega season, and I can't thank the guys enough. They have actually been well behaved. There's been hardly any issues, so we'll just give the guys a bit of breathing space and a bit of time to get their laps in you know, the benchmark in testing was obviously the 138.9 from James Stephen, and that just tells you that he's in it to win it. You know, he's wanting to steal the title from Jerry, which, don't get me wrong, can be done, but you know, the ball is in Jerry's court at the moment. But we shall see as Jerry starts his flying lap now, as he gets ready for maybe his only flying lap. There is no starting light procedure here at Goodwood. There is just the Union Jack flag. So the Union Jack flag will drop and then the race will get underway. As we see James Stephen there goes off track. I don't know whether he's pushing on, and Love Frequency's done exactly the same. As we see Ben Smith and Mark Palmer, and then you got this battle between Stealth Racer and Jay Baxter, and of course Marky Mark. They are trying to get a toe on each other so they can get a good lap in. Bluefin, aka Jason Grant, is at the rear at the moment. As we see Jerry at the moment is going up. I can't remember the corner names. I've not really practiced this circuit. I wish I did, but I was going to get the circuit map. I'll probably pull it up for race 2 so I know where we are at what bend, and there is a corner called No Name, so that doesn't really help, but you know, sarcastically. So yeah, we are gearing up for the first time to go on the board with 1:53 remaining on the clock for the final round, well, the final qualification session of the season. So we've got title nemesis Jerry Smiles and of course Tom Holland following each other around the track as Jerry goes through this chicane, this tight chicane here at Goodwood. As Jerry goes off there, he's probably going to get a good time in. He's done a 1:40.3, then Pineapple Head has done a 1:39.8. Be interesting to see what James Stephen does. James Stephen's crosses the line now and has done a 1:45.4, and then you've got Love Frequency has done a 1:45.3, and then you've got Ben Smith did a 1 minute 47.7, and you've got Marky Mark did a 1:41. Potentially. So you see these guys are battling it out. So at the moment you've got Mark Palmer did a 1:41.2, Bluefin's done a 1 minute 47.0, and then Marky Mark did a 1 minute 43.3, and Ginger Baxter did 1:43.7. So these guys are having a bit of a battle here during qualifying. Stealth did a 1:43.8, and then Love Frequency did 1:45.3. James Stephen at the moment did a 1:45.4, which he doesn't need to do because that's going to drop him as qualifying is towards the running out of time with 10 seconds remaining. There isn't really much time for these guys to push on. We shall see what happens with the guys, as Jerry at the moment is actually technically, as he goes wide there, he doesn't want to do that as the Pineapple Head gets a bit of a penalty. He's obviously going to have to take that because it go to as there was a bit of an issue in qualifying there, but the Pineapple Head takes pole position, so he will start. Well, James Stephen has leapt up. Where has he got that time from with a 1:39.3? As these guys are setting times, and Ben Smith jumps into second place as the Pineapple Head and Jerry Smiles. So, together on the second row of the grid. Wow. As we see here, the Ginger Baxter, and of course Stealth Racer, and of course Marky Mark and Bluefin round up the grid. So the qualifying has ended for round number 13, the Decals Lab Mini 7's. So this will be exciting to see what happens here, live and exclusive on the Eldar Sim YouTube channel. We have James Stephen, Ben Smith, the Pineapple Head, Bluefin, Jerry Smiles, Mark Palmer, Love Frequency, Ginger Baxter, Marky Mark and Stealth Racer rounding up the grid for the first race, as we are about to get the Union Jack to wave the guys off for the first of 15 laps, the final round of the Decals Lab Mini 7's live and exclusive from Goodwood. And I believe the guys have got a bit of, I don't think the flag waved, I'm not too sure, but I believe they are heading down into turn number 1 at the moment, as we see James Stephen is trying to defend from the Pineapple Head, and of course Ben Smith has lost a place at the start, as we see Jerry there trying to make a move on Bluefin. Bluefin got up into 4th place after qualifying, so he had a bit of a good lap there, as we see this battle raging on. These guys, oh, there's battles galore, as Mark has a bit of a gap from the Gingerbacks there, Enough Frequency and Stealth Racer, and Marky Mark unfortunately is at the back of the grid at the moment. As we go into one of the turns, we have got battles galore at the front, the championship contenders, as we see Jerry is in 5th at the moment, with Ben Smith and the Pineapple Head and James Stephen potentially up in front. But then you've obviously got Marky Mark and Ginger Baxter, and of course Love Frequency. Jerry is having a bit of a nightmare at the moment as the battle up front, but you've got Mark Palmer and of course Love Frequency and Stealth Racer. I'll try and go through some of the battles if we can, but at the moment James Stephen is running away with the lead as he clips the chicane there. I don't know whether he held a couple of guys up, which has now pushed the Pineapple Head into 1st place at the moment. And Bluefin, aka Jason Grant, is into 2nd. James Stephen has dropped down to 4th now, as Ben Smith tries to make the move on the outside, going into turn number 1. As we see that Ben Smith and of course James Stephen have gone off, which has allowed Jerry Smiles up into 3rd place. James has got dropped back down into 5th, as Mark Palmer has got himself into potentially now 5th place, as he sees an opportunity there to get past James Stephen. So title could go either way at the moment, but Pineapple Head may make a move. I will try and work out the point after race 1. But at the moment, Bluefin and the Pineapple Head are the two young'uns of the field. Oh, in 1st and 2nd. Jerry is up into 3rd. Is this what Jerry wants, or is he going to need more? Let's see what happens here, as Ben Smith is in 4th place at the moment, as Mark Palmer and James Stephen have a bit of a battle. These two know each other quite well, and it is bringing up Love Frequency into the battle as Stealth Racer and Marky Mark and Ginger Baxter at the back of the field at the moment. We will see what goes on here, but I'm trying to concentrate if we can on the championship battle at the moment, with James Stephen having a bit of a problem with Love Mecca. These two guys, and of course Mark Palmer, these guys are having a battle. What we see up front at the moment, Jerry and Jason Grant. Jerry is trying to push on. He needs 1st place and potentially 2nd place to snap up the title, but at the moment 3rd place may be okay. But at the moment, Pineapple Head, aka Tom Holland, is up into 1st place. It may push him into 2nd in the championship, as we see James Stephen and of course Ben Smith have a bit of a battle. We'll try and go on board with James for a moment, as we see here he's trying to make the move on, of course, Ben Smith here, going into one of the turns here. It's absolute, guess we just jump back out of the car there, as we see James is trying to latch back onto Ben, but these two are having a battle, as Jerry and Bluefin, Jason Grant, are having a bit of a battle, and the Pineapple Head, aka Tom Holland, has got the fastest lap of the race so far with 1:39.5. So there is battles everywhere, but the main battle at the moment is with Jerry and of course Bluefin. So these guys are battling so hard at the moment. You know, this as Bluefin makes a bit of a mistake there, which has allowed Jerry up into 2nd place. That will do for now, but Jerry needs to push on to get back into into the hunt for trying to get the title, as James Stephen is now in 4th place ahead of Ben Smith. But this is what we want to see. This is why we are here at Goodwood for the finale of the Decals Lab Mini 7's. You know, this is the penultimate round of the championship. You know, this is going to be a nail biter if things go to plan or if things don't go to plan. James Stephen straight away comes into the chicane, and closely followed by Ben Smith will go to the battle between Stealth Racer and of course Marky Mark at the moment, and see what is going on here. And then we've got Mark Palmer and of course the Ginger Baxter having also a battle. So there is battles either side, as James Stephen now has done the fastest lap with a 1:39.1, and we will try and concentrate on the battles if we can, guys. But the championship is heating up, and we are on lap number 4 out of 15 at the moment. As we see here, Jerry is trying to push on to the Pineapple Head. As we see, actually, we'll just try and go on board with Jerry at the moment. Yeah, we'll go on board with Jerry for a moment, just while he's chasing down the Pineapple Head. Tom Holland runs a bit wide there, kicks up a bit of grass, which will potentially be a bit of a slippery advantage there, as James Stephen has a bit of a penalty. But in the process, Ben Smith goes into the gravel, which has cost him now dearly, which has pushed him down into 6th place. I believe that's because James Stephen ghosted and he didn't know what to do. But as we see, Bluefin is having a bit of a battle with Jerry, potentially trying to have a bit of a distraction, because if Bluefin tries to distract Jerry and fills his mirrors, it will allow James Stephen, Jerry's title nemesis, to potentially launch his way past if we're not careful. So go into the chicane as Jason Grant there clips the chicane, as we see that James Stephen he's got passed into 3rd place. We shall see what happened here. Can we get a bit of a replay here? Yes, we'll get a bit of a replay here just for a moment, as we see the battle between, as we see James Stephen got past cleanly there, as we jump back into the race now. Jerry's going to be having kittens. He does not want his title nemesis James Stephen behind him. He wants him further back, and he also doesn't want the Pineapple Head leading this race. These guys are having a battle. So the top 3 in the championship at the moment are having a battle for each other. I will invite James and of course Tom and of course Ben Smith just to hear Ben's thoughts after race 1. Before we get going for race 2. So hopefully these guys keep it clean, but at the moment, as you can see, James and Jerry at the moment are having battles. We'll just see what's going on further back for a moment, as we see Ben Smith and Mark Palmer have a bit of a battle. Stealth Racer and the Ginger Baxter together as well, and Marky Marks there, and Love Frequency, the American, in 5th place at the moment. But we will go back to this battle between James Stephen and of course Jerry Smiles. So the championship contenders, all 3 are in obviously reverse order at the moment. The only odd one out is obviously with Jerry in 2nd place, but they're in reverse order, as we see here. Now James makes the move on Jerry there, going into the chicane, but James clips the chicane again. He's done that again. It is unreal. What is going on? You know, this is absolutely crazy stuff, and we will see what is going on for potentially the minis at the moment. But yeah, but James has dropped down into 4th, and now Jerry has got back into as we see Bluefin there has got his indicator on, and Jerry is flashing the lights. He's wanting a distraction. I don't know what's been going on, because we are having a bit of a battle, but this is what we don't want. Bluefin is up into in 3rd place at the moment. You know, he's a distraction for Jerry and James. He's putting a distraction for these guys, the championship contenders. Jerry has got to get past Bluefin, otherwise if Bluefin gets a 5/10 of a penalty, he's going to have to take that, otherwise it will get doubled. You know, he doesn't need to get a penalty, he doesn't need to be serious about having a penalty, but he will need to get rid of that. But this is the thing, Jerry is now will have to get past Jason, but this is the thing. I'll get the thoughts of Tom and I'll get the thoughts of obviously James, and I'll invite Ben Smith into the comms box after race 1, and we'll hear the thoughts of these guys, because this is absolutely been one of the best, as we see that Jerry now has got past Bluefin, but Bluefin's a bit of a distraction. He doesn't need the distraction, and it is reverse order of the championship at the moment, with the Pineapple Head, aka Tom Holland, leading the race at the moment, and then you've got James Stephen there, and then you've obviously got Jerry Smiles. So the top 3 are reversed in the race at the moment, but this is absolutely why we come to see the minis, and why we have this battle. We'll try and go back to the championship battle, as Bluefin now as the frequency has got past Bluefin, as we see James Stephen and of course the Pineapple Head. These two are now having a bit of a battle. This is what we want to see, but what is going to go on between obviously Tom and James? What is going on? You know, James wants this championship, Tom wants this championship, Jerry desperately wants it, but this is what we are paid to see. This is what the spectators are paid to see, and you know James Stephen is going to latch on to the back of Tom Holland now, but Tom doesn't want him in his mirrors. You know, if James gets ahead now, this will be race on for the championship. This will be potentially, the championship lead will change, and it will go down to the wire. It will go down to the final round. If James Stephen makes the move, as he does now into that turn, oh, he's made it, but then Tom Holland fights back and knocks him. This is what we want to see. Who's going to be breaking into the chicane? Who's going to be brave? Oh, and it's Tom just breaking into the chicane and leading out the chicane. You know, James needs to catch on, and as the teams on the pit wall are thinking, come on guys, you know, we're getting there very closely, but we will try and catch up with the back. There is a battle. Ben Smith has got a 5/10 penalty. He's going to have to take it. He just takes it just before he crosses the line, with Mark Palmer and Marky Mark close behind him, and Stealth Racer and the Ginger Baxter. We'll go back hopefully as we see Mark Palmer and Ben Smith up in having a battle for 6th and 7th. We'll try and have a look at the battles as we can, but you know, it's so difficult with it going down to the championship. You know, we will see what's going on as Mark Palmer there gets overtaken by Ben Smith into potentially 6th place there, and we've got Bluefin and Low Frequency and of course Jerry Smiles, but we still have this battle between James Stephen and of course the Pineapple Head. This is absolutely mega stuff from these two, but this is going to go down in history, the Mini 7's history. But Jerry is getting there as well. Jerry's going to try and make it 3, but this is the thing, this championship never ceases to amaze. But we will see what goes on here. We've got James Stephen leading, but we're going to have 3 wide if we're not careful. Jerry's going to join the party. Jerry's joining the party. He is getting closer and closer to the back of the Pineapple Head. And of course James Stephen, this is, Jerry is latching, and Love Becker and Bluefin aka Jason Grunt, these two are distracting these guys as we're about to get 5 wide, maybe 3 wide, maybe 4 going into turn number 1 here. Holy, I've got to keep it professional, but you know, I could have sworn, but I'm actually got to be careful. There's no frequency there, has got into 2nd place. Hopefully we can go back and have a bit of a replay here with these guys. Let's have a look what goes on. Oh, it's a bit unfortunate, but you know, I wanted a bit of a replay there because that was absolutely mega stuff. And as we see, Love Frequency and Cherry Smiles and of course Bluefin, this is going to go down in Mini 7's history, with the amount of guys that are battling for the lead. You know, as we see Pineapple Head trying to get past James Stephen, but then he's got Jerry Smiles and Love Frequency and of course Bluefin jumping into these positions. Oh my days, this is what we want to see. But you know, we can't escape the battles from this battle now. This, you know, we're on lap 9 out of 15, but this battle for potentially for the race win, or potentially even on the podium at the moment, you know. But this is what the minis have. This is what the minis have been lacking. We've been wanting this all season. We are wanting this all season as Tom Holland gets crossed up, but this is the battle we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for the championship to have battles as Jerry gets past low frequency going into the chicane. He now gets past Tom Holland. Is he going to get past James Stephen as we get onto lap number 10 out of 15 at the moment? Oh my goodness gracious. This is a great battle at the moment as we see Bluefin, the distraction, the CWS car versus the Autism in Motorsport. Jerry smiles, he's going to hang on for dear life. The Bluefin now goes off track, which is a bit unfortunate. But this battle between Jerry, Tom and Love Mecca, and of course James Stephen, what? This battle has been on the money. If I was a betting guy, Bluefin is in 5th. Then you got Mark Palmer and then Marky Mark and Stealth Racer, and of course Jay Baxter at the back of towards the back of the field. But we've got to concentrate on this battle. This is why the minis have been proved popular, and this is what we wanted to see. The final, it will go down to the final race of the season, I guarantee that. But at the moment the battle is raging. It is getting exciting as we close like potentially now 4 laps to go, as we see the Pineapple Head Tom Holland and of course Love Mecca aka Love Frequency trying to chase down Pineapple Head. He wants to distract, but this is what we want. But these two, James Stephen and the top 2 in the championship, James Stephen and of course Jerry Smiles, are battling it out as James Stephen yet again clips the chicane, which allows Jerry to take the win and take the lead. Can Jerry hold on? The top 2, and should I say now the top 3, maybe no, the top 4. The top 4 in the championship are running in that table in the top 4 in the race as well. Jerry now needs to get a gap because James is now struggling. I don't know whether it's because he clipped the chicane that many times, but my god, this race has been sensationally and absolutely fraught. My voice, as you can tell, my voice is going. Oh my goodness. It's James Stephen that's to concede to the Pineapple Head, and of course Love Mecca is jumping in. He's hopefully going to get these guys and reel them in. He's trying to reel them in like he's catching a big massive fish. But you know, this is what we are wanting to see. This has been absolutely sensationally mega cool. Oh my goodness gracious, what are we gonna see? But you know, anything can happen as Jerry needs to get that gap, because these two are gonna come on him. They're gonna come on in like a rash at the moment. Oh my god, there's going to be 3 wide. It's going to be 3 wide. Jerry's dropped down into 3rd. Pineapple Head, he's back into 1st place, and James Stephen is into 2nd. He's oh my days, you know. Oh my goodness gracious, as we see Love Mecca is joining the party. He's literally joining the party. He's got a bit of a penalty. Oh my days, with potentially 3 laps to go. Is it? Yeah, 3 laps to with 3 laps to go. Mecca's dropped back because of that penalty. But the top 3 in the championship are in reverse order on track at the moment. But this has been brilliant. This race has been out of this world. Oh my god, I don't know what to say, but this has been absolutely brilliant. Oh my goodness. As we see, the Pineapple Head aka Tom Holland now leads the race. The race has changed hands again, as we see. We'll go back. There's a bit of battle between Bluefin and Love Frequency. Ben Smith is in 6th, Mark Palmer is in 7th, Stealth Racer and Mark are 8th and 9th. And you got Ginger Baxter in 10th place, so Ginger Baxter will have raced to pole position for the reverse grid. So, but at the moment we can't go back from this battle between the Pineapple Head, Tom Holland, James Stephen, and of course Jerry. But this battle, this has been absolute, sensationally mega and awesome battle. I don't know how these guys heart rates must be pounding. They must be literally, the heart must be pumping and pounding, because it's getting to the point where it's getting fraught. The title may go down to the wire, but you know, at the moment it is going to be, you know, this is James Stephen cuts into the chicane, gets into near enough the boot of Tom Holland. This is what we want to see. I will try and go on board with James. Yes, we'll go on board with James as we go into turn one, just for a couple of minutes of the lap. But James goes wide. I don't know whether it's I'll put the mockers on him or what, but James goes wide, which is allowed Jerry Smiles, and it's allowed Tom Holland to escape up the road at the moment. But Jerry is on a mission. Jerry has got past him. He's got past him. Jerry needs to get past Tom Holland now to take the victory with only 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go, guys. This has been an absolute mega round number 13 of the Mini 7's. I am yet to see what the guys think, and I bet you the absolute overtake of the week would have to go to the guys that have made it an absolute mega battle. As James Stephen now is trying to push on to Jerry. He's trying to push Jerry into a bit of a mistake here, but we are approaching the penultimate lap of the penultimate round of the season. You know, James Stephen has to get past Jerry, but he's going to do that. Jerry's going to say, you know, go on mate, after you, but this is what we want. But Tom Holland is up the road. Tom Holland is going to be up the road, as we see in the background, Low Frequency and of course Jason Grant have a bit of a battle. But I can't concentrate on all the battles all the time, because this championship battle, as we see Low Frequency and of course Bluefin overtake each other. James Stephen, he's now trying to get onto the Pineapple Head. Oh my goodness. As we go on to the penultimate lap of the race. This has been brilliant stuff from these guys. The top 3 in the championship have been on the money. You know, if I was putting a bet on, I wouldn't know who to put a bet on. But this has been absolute mega. If you guys are interested in joining this series, or should I say this racing league, the Eldersim League, please do, because battles like this may get your attention. As we see Tom Holland there in their first Mendip Explorer bus sponsored Mini ahead of the boot sponsored. Oh my goodness, what is going on here? But this has been brilliant. This has been one of the best so far. It's Jerry Smiles, aka Jerry Dobbin. He's trying to make a move, or he's trying to push on and push to James Stephen. Is this going to go down to the wire? Is this going to go down to the wire, or is the title going to get sewn up? I don't know. It is going to be... Oh, we'll have to hear the thoughts of James and of course Tom, and I will get Ben Smith in just to hear his thoughts. But the top 2 in the top 3 in the championship are technically in reverse order in this race at the moment. But this has been a brilliant racing between these 3 people. I don't know what to say. It has been... I've got, you know, I do feel like these guys are wanting this. They're wanting this title. But where's it gonna go? Where is it gonna go? As Jerry Smiles has got the fastest lap of the race at the moment with a 138.7. But these guys are battling, as Tom Holland and James Stephen are having a battle. We are on the final lap of the race already. We are on the final lap of round number 13. The Decals Lab Mini 7's. I don't know where to look. It is off. I can't take my eyes off the battles further back, because I want to concentrate on this battle of the lead. Oh my... This is what we want, and we see Jason and of course Love Mecca still have a battle. But this is the battle for the championship, the battle to take the championship into the final round. Round number 14 is coming up, but I'm yet to hear Tom and James's views and I will invite obviously Ben Smith in just to hear the views of his race, even though he said he wasn't in it to win. But I am really looking forward to seeing what the Pineapple Head, aka Tom Holland, and of course James Stephen, have to tell me, because boy, this has been... I'm speechless. But this is what the minis have been all about, guys. The minis have been about this from day one, but they've saved the best race for the penultimate round of the championship as the Pineapple Head gets a bit crossed up, which James Stephen takes the lead going into the chicane there, and Jerry and the Pineapple Head have a bit of contact, but that allows James Stephen to take victory. That will give James Stephen actually first place into... will it give him first place going into race 2? Jerry Smiles finishes second, the Pineapple Head finishes third, and then you got Love Frequency in fourth, then you got Bluefin, aka Jason Grant, in fifth, then you got Ben Smith coming home in sixth, Mark Palmer comes home in seventh place, then you got Stealth Racer Marky Mark in 8th and 9th, then you got Ginger Baxter coming home in 7th place. So I'm going to invite James Stephen and of course Tom Holland and of course Ben Smith into the comms box, and my god, we have just witnessed an absolute brilliant race. So I'm going to invite the guys in a moment or two. I'm just going to set the race settings for potentially the second race of the so it is going to be reverse grid, and we will have potentially we'll have a sunset race. I'm going to just oh my Gideons, I don't know what to say. Oh, I'm speechless. But, you know, this is the championship. It's been wide open. I'll invite James and the guys in very shortly. So if you're watching the stream, guys, just make sure you do allow your voices to be shared. So I'll get... where is he? And of course James. Got to find James. So we're gonna add these. So we're gonna add these three guys, these three protagonists into the chat party. So we'll see who's in a moment. Oh, just while I wait for the guys to join. As Tom's just joined.
Hello.
Hello, mate.
I think my sharing's on.
Yeah, just make sure it is, mate. Just let me know.
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah,
hello.
Cool. Alright, bud. Oh, so we've got Tom. How you doing, bud?
I'm good. That was quite the race.
Yes, it was, mate. I'm absolutely speechless, and all I can say, you nearly made me lose my voice, mate. No, but fair play to you. It is going to go down to the wire, by the looks of it.
I'm scared of Mecca now.
I wouldn't worry about him, mate, but the thing is like I say, it is going down to the wire, and you produce some absolute moves. I couldn't believe it. I was thinking, I didn't know where to look, because there was 3 of you, so I was thinking, okay, and then there was 4. I was like, okay. So I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions, mate. How was that?
Stressful. Stressful to say the least.
Yep. So why is it stressful?
I don't know. I think James is he's the fastest guy here, without a doubt, no question.
Of course, yep. Yeah.
He's always fastest on track.
He
And
is.
just him constantly gunning at you is terrifying, so...
It looked terrifying to me, mate, to be fair. Yep.
Yeah. And especially seeing as we're in slow cars, you know, a mess up making a small imperfection just messes up the whole lap.
Of course. So yeah, like you say, you were stressed, but what you aiming for in race 2, the finale?
Being ahead of Mecca.
Being ahead of Mecca, right, I think that's a good idea. I think that's a good situation. And
if I'm ahead of him and I'm ahead of Ben, then BTCC it is.
Okay, fair play, mate. Fair play. What do you think to the minis?
Oh, I hate them.
You hate them. You hate them.
I've hated them since round 1.
Okay. Well, they're not everyone's taste, but at the end of the day, mate, at least you're honest, and that's what
I don't know. They're really awkward. I've gotten better with them, but they
Yeah.
were really, really awkward, difficult to adapt to.
I believe they can be difficult to adapt. I was doing a few laps over the week just to get used to it, just to see from your point of view. And they can be difficult, but it's just how it is, mate, and fair play to you. You've given it your all, and we'll see what race 2 brings. They're going to be one way or another, mate. They're going to be probably some bad memories, some good, but yeah. I wish you all the best for race 2, mate. You can stay and hear what Ben has to say, or you can get ready for race 2.
I'll stay in it for a little bit.
Okay. I wonder if he's alive yet. Are you alive, Ben?
I think so.
You think so? I can hear you, but you're a bit muffled. But yeah, I can.
Just the mic.
That's better. I can hear you now, mate. That's better. So, how are you doing, bud?
Yeah, very well, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Nearly lost my voice in that one.
Oh man, that looked amazing.
It was unreal, mate.
I was just watching the lead change around all the time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wasn't a part of that. It looked so good.
Yeah, but it was amazing to see, and I believe if Overtake of the Week gets that, it'll get my vote. I'll tell you that. But yeah,
So who actually won that in the end? I kind of,
James won it. James won it.
Oh, congratulations! That must make it pretty tight for this last.
It is making it pretty tight, mate. It's going down to the wire. I don't know.
Points are in it?
Good question. I've not worked it out yet, but James is in the lead, and there was a bit going into that. Just bear with me while I check the points that was there. Yeah, so there was 15 in it. So James has got the advantage at the minute, but obviously Jerry will have a bit more of an advantage.
Yeah, I think actually you can get a bit of a toe on these.
You can, mate. I've noticed that.
It does almost sort of pay to be behind a little bit, but I mean, yeah. That looked pretty good from where I was.
Yeah. So Ben, just even though you said you're not in it to win it, mate, how have you found this season?
Oh, it's been a scream. It's been a great season. Yeah, no, I can't actually. I don't think I can win it.
Mathematically, now you're out of that because of where you finished, which is a bit of a shame. Cool. But I kind of.
It's always next one.
It's yeah, exactly, mate. But you know, you've put on a good show, mate. Yeah, you might have missed a race, but you've been here every week, and it's been good to see you. And don't get me.
It's been a blast. Cheers for doing it.
It's alright, man. That's what I'm here for.
It's the best free entertainment. Once you got the console and the wheel.
As soon as you get everything, you're okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think James is playing on a controller, so you don't even need a wheel.
I think he is. I don't know whether he's in the party. I tried to invite him in, but I think he's trying to get into the zone for race 2. So, but no. Just what do you expect? Because it is going to be a standing start from.
Yeah, I'll probably lose a place on that. I'm not very good at those.
The only reason is because of that chicane. I don't want people flying into that chicane if they're that far back. It's a bit of a pain, that chicane. But what are you hoping for, mate? Because I know you've got your MX5 event next week.
Yes, I have. Yeah, quick and dirty plug. Running that next week when this season's over. We've got a couple weeks off. Still got a couple of spaces if anybody wants to join, so it should be a good one.
Yeah.
3 races in one night. Pretty short.
Oh, it's gonna be exciting for sure. It's gonna be different for me being on the grid instead of the comms box. But I'm looking forward to it, mate. So I'll let you guys go, and if James does decide to join, it's too late because I'm about to get ready to gear up for race 2. But thanks, lads, and enjoy. Best of luck. Yeah.
Yeah. Good, mate.
I'll see you guys later.
See you later.
Oh, didn't want to do that. Yeah, so as I was saying, it is going to be as we see a bit of banter between the lads in the lobby. So yeah, I'll go through quickly race 1's results, and then we'll get race 2 on the go. So with race 1 results, James Stephen won by 7.23 of a second ahead of Jerry, then Pineapple Head, aka Tom Holland, and Love Frequency, and of course Bluefin and Ben Smith, and of course Mark Palmer and Marky Mark, and Stealth Racer and Ginger Baxter. And the fastest lap went to Jerry Smiles with 1:38.7 on lap 14 to the penultimate lap. We are going to get ready to go for round number 14, so it's the last round of the season. We are going to potentially see what goes on. Hopefully these guys are going to be ready to go. Let's see if these guys are ready to go, because then we can get the show on the road for the final time. I believe we are going to have a bit of hopefully the guys are ready to go. If not, then I will give them a couple minutes, but hopefully we shall be ready to go as the sun is setting. But yes, let's go. So we are ready to go, whether you like it or not, and let's get ready for the final time this season. I am looking forward to seeing if anything is like race 1. It will be a mega end to an absolute glorious season. So thank you to the guys that have entered, as we are getting ready for the final time of the Decals Lab Mini 7's, live and exclusive on the Eldersim YouTube channel. So we have Ginger Baxter, Stealth Racer, Marky Mark, Mark Palmer, Ben Smith, Bluefin, Love Frequency, Pineapple Head, and of course Jerry Smiles, and of course James Stephen, as we are getting ready for the lights or the flag to be waved. I believe we are ready for a start, and I don't know why the flag isn't getting waved, but never mind. They've had the countdown, and Ginger Baxter gets a good start, and Marky Mark. And of course, we'll see what goes on. We'll see what the title contenders are going to be doing at the back as well. We'll keep an eye on them as we go into potentially turn number 1. It is now becoming a bit, it's been interesting, I'll tell you that, as we're going to look at what the title contenders are doing. Jerry's already up into 8th place, I believe. Yeah, he's up into 8th, and Pineapple Head is up into 7th, and James Stephen at the moment as is at the back of the field. But we'll see what's going on as we see here between Stealth Racer, Marky Mark, and of course Bluefin, and of course Mark Palmer, as we go, so we've got a bit of contact there between Mark Palmer and of course Stealth Racer. I believe there was a bit of touch and go there, which has brought Jerry Smiles and Pineapple Head, and of course Ben Smith up into 4th, 5th and 6th, and of course James Stephen is up into 7th. So the title protagonists are running almost together, as we see Marky Mark and of course Bluefin are battling it out for first place at the moment, as we see Marky Mark going on potentially the outside into the penultimate turn before we go into the chicane of death, as I'm going to call it, the chicane of death, because anything can go wrong here, as we see Love Mecca gets a bit sideways as the Pineapple Head latches onto the back of course Tom Holland gets onto the back of Ginger Baxter, and James Stephen is into 5th place, and Jerry Smiles is in third. So it is potentially the championship protagonists are Ginger Baxter there goes offline, and so does the Pineapple Head, which has slowed them up a bit, and James Stephen gets the better of them, and the top three are in championship are in same running order, but then Ben Smith is into the party, and he is overtook the Pineapple Head for 5th place, as we see James Stephen trying to push on to Marky Mark, and of course Bluefin. Marky Mark has a penalty, but these guys are just Bluefin and of course Marky Mark are distractions for the championship leaders at the moment. So you know, anything can happen between these guys. This is obviously round number 14, the finale of the Decals Lab Mini 7's. The season has been great, as James Stephen there is getting held up by Marky Mark, which is allowing Jerry to be touch and go. Marky Mark is touching Jerry there. He's pushed Jerry off there, which is a bit unfortunate, which was not really ideal. Which is now allowed James Stephen to catch up onto Bluefin, as Jerry is not going to like that. He's, you know, he said to me earlier on in the interview before race 1 that, you know, whatever happens, he's enjoyed it, but you know, he's not. Well, this is what we want to see, but Marky Mark and Jerry. But then you've got this battle between Jerry, Ben, and of course Tom. But this is what we want to see, as Jerry is now in 4th place, but Tom is behind him. He's literally in Jerry's boot. He's trying to reach the steering wheel. But yes, but these guys have been battling out battles galore each time. But wow, this has been sensational, as James Stephen here battles it out for potentially 1st place with Bluefin. I'll try and go through a bit of the Mark Palmer's at the back with Ginger Baxter, Low Frequency, Stealth Racer, Ben Smith, and then you've got this battle between the Pineapple Head and of course Jerry and Marky Mark. But at the moment, James Stephen, the Scotsman, with Jason Grant putting on his light. I don't know whether he's just pressed that by mistake, but James Stephen takes the lead of the final race of the season. He's got Bluefin flashing his lights, trying to put a distraction onto James. This is a bit of a distraction for James, the championship leader at the moment, going into race number, the final round of the championship, as Jason makes the move there on James, but James fights back and goes into 2nd. But the battle here at the moment is between the Pineapple Head and of course Jerry Smiles, and then you've got Marky Mark and of course Ben Smith, and if Stealth Racer catches these guys, he'll catch these guys as well. But this is what we want to see. This is absolutely brilliant stuff from these guys. But Jerry's at the moment in 4th. James Stephen is leading the race. That means he may, with a car ahead of the title nemesis, the title will go all the way to Scotland if we are careful. So if the guys can potentially catch, if Pineapple Head and of course Jerry can catch up Bluefin and then catch on to James Stephen rather, then we can have a bit of a nail biter. But this has been an absolute mega season from these guys. I'll try and go through some of the fields, but we've got Marky Mark and Stealth Racer and of course Love Mecca having a battle for potentially 6th place at the moment, as Ginger Baxter, excuse me, is in 9th, and then you've got Mark Palmer in 10th. But at the moment I'm trying to concentrate on the battle for the title, as James Stephen is on course potentially to win the title, but Bluefin and of course but the Pineapple Head and Jerry Smiles are behind each other. But this has been absolute mega stuff, but this is what we want to see. As of next season, most of these guys may want to stay in for the Caymans, but some will have to go up for BTCC, as Jason Grant there gets 5/10 of a penalty. But this is allowed Jerry and of course the Pineapple Head, aka Tom Holland, come up into second and third. So the championship rivals, should I say, are doing exactly the same for what they did in race 1. But this is brilliant stuff. James Stephen is up the road, but the Pineapple Head and of course Jerry Smiles are battling it out for third and second at the moment. But we are looking at this battle between Jerry and of course the Pineapple Head. We'll go on board with Tom at the moment just to see what is going on, as he's got Jerry in his mirrors. He does not want Jerry in his mirrors. He actually wants Jerry to leave him alone, but Tom goes off there, hops and skips over the grass, but that's allowed Jerry to close back up. But this is what we've been paying to see all week. This has been absolute brilliant stuff. But then you've got Bluefin and of course Ben. They're going to be a bit of distractions now to these guys. But James Stephen is on course. As we just go and see what James is doing here. Oh my goodness. What is going on? James Stephen is potentially going well here. And the Pineapple Head and of course Jerry. So Tom versus Jerry at the moment. And then Jason Grant in the CWS car. He's gaining up these guys. And of course Ben Smith is going to also... But this is the thing. We go to this battle now. Jerry and Tom are still having a battle, but Jason Grant is also there, making it 3 wide into turn number 1. Oh, they're going to make it 3 wide. But Bluefin gets past Tom at the moment. But then you've got this battle between Jerry, Bluefin, and of course Tom. They'll make it 3 wide. But then if you're not careful, Ben Smith, just lurking in the background in the Mintworks Mini, he's going to be invited to the party. This stuff with these guys, what? How unreal has this been? Since day 1 of the Minis. But since day 1, since Brands Hatch, these guys have been on the money. These guys have been potentially giving it all. But Jerry drops back into third, which is allowing James Stephen up the road to concentrate. But Bluefin's putting a distraction in for these guys, and so is Ben. But this is the thing. We'll go back to this battle, and we'll go to this battle for third place at the moment. I'm sorry if my voice sounds like it's going, but it's absolutely unreal. I don't know how these guys have left it to the final round to put on some good show, but Ben is getting into Jerry's boot, potentially trying to grab Jerry's steering wheel. Ben is putting on a distraction, and it doesn't help that Jason Grant is flashing his lights, but now that Jerry gets a bit of a gap, we will go to this battle. But we are watching this battle. James Stephen is up the road. James is up the road, and he will probably technically take the title. But this is what we want. Holy, this is how. But yes, we are looking forward to potentially seeing what goes on here. In the final round of the Decals Lab Mini 7's, I'll try and go and cut back to some of the battles with Marky Mark and of course Stealth Racer. You got Ginger Baxter. I believe Mark Palmer has disappeared. I don't know what's happened there, but you've got this battle between Jerry, Jason, and of course Ben. Still got this battle, but Tom's going to be lurked into this battle if he's not careful. But this is what James and Tom want. They want Jerry to be under pressure, because Jerry is now got to defend. But the reverse championship, but Pineapple Head has done it again. Tom's gone offline again, but that'll cost him a bit more time now. I don't know whether it'll cost him penalties or what, but this is absolutely brilliant stuff. But as you can see, Jerry and Jason Grant's got past Jerry, but then obviously, of course, Tom's grassy moment has cost him a bit of time. But we've got Bluefin and of course Jerry gaining onto the Pineapple Head. But I'll try and go through some of the battles during the field, but because there's gaps, you know, there's gaps. But Marky Mark and of course Stealth Racer are having a battle themselves. But we'll go back to that battle between Bluefin and Jerry as well. Jerry is now in 4th place as Bluefin, has got past which has allowed Tom Holland slightly to have the gap of second. But James Stephen, the guy from Scotland, he's out in front. He's on a mission. But Bluefin and Tom Holland, these two youngsters, they're having a battle as Bluefin makes the move there. Oh my goodness, what is going on? But Jerry must be thinking, what have I got to do? I want James to somehow not win this race, but now it's on. It was going down to the wire. This has been, oh my goodness, I can't thank these guys enough for an absolute mega season. But yeah, it's been one of them. But Jerry's in the party. You've got Pineapple Head, aka Tom Holland, in the party. You've got Bluefin in the party. You're going to have Ben Smith invited to the party very shortly, if we're not careful. And we've got Blood Frequency as well. He's catching these guys up. But we've got this battle between Stealth Racer and Marky Mark. We are going to try and watch this battle for a moment or two, but we need to concentrate on what's going on in the title. But this is the problem. We can't. It's going to be close, but Marky Mark and Chris Craigie are having the battle. Jerry's dropped back a bit now into the clutches of Ben Smith, but Jerry's giving it all. Jerry's giving it all from day one. Day one of the championship. You know, Jerry's been there. As we see Bluefin and Pineapple Head, the two kids, or the two young lads, are getting it. Seriously having a good battle here. As we see Bluefin and of course the Pineapple Head, these two youngsters are having a battle. This is what we want to see. I can't believe how close and how good this has been all season. You know, we've got this battle now between the Pineapple Head and of course Bluefin, and then you've got Jerry and Ben Smith battling it out as well. As we see Tom has made the move on Jason there, and James Stephen is miles ahead up the road in the Boots sponsored Mini. You know, James must be laughing inside that Mini to say, yes, this title is mine. But you know, who knows? But we are looking potentially at I'm going to look at, as we see Stealth Racer and Marky Mark have a bit of a gap now, and then Jay Baxter. But James Stephen is up the road in the Boots sponsored Mini. But we're going to have a look at this battle between Bluefin and of course Tom Holland. But this is what we want to see, guys. But it's been close all season. These guys have been on the money all season. I don't know how, and I don't know how to describe this, but it's been absolutely really mega stuff. As my voice nearly goes. But you know, this has been a mega season for these guys. You know, Jason Grant joined late in the season, but you know, he's been consistently trying to get good results. You know, Jerry's got a bit of a gap from Ben now. As we see this battle between these two are pushing each other across the line, and we see Ben and of course Love Mecca have a bit of a battle. You know, we are winding down with 5 laps to go, potentially 5 laps to go. As we see Bluefin and of course the Pineapple Head, as we hear quite a lot of tyre squeal from these minis. But as we see Bluefin and of course the Pineapple Head here get a bit close and personal, and it is going to be absolute mega stuff. You know, it has been absolute brilliant racing throughout the season, but you know, this is what we've been paying to see a few weeks as Marky Mark and of course Stealth Racer and of course Ginger Baxter is slowly catching these guys up now. So but we've got this battle for second at the moment. We've got to focus on this battle. But the thing is, James Stephen, championship leader after race 1, is miles up ahead. He's probably laughing now, thinking, I'm almost home. Got a couple more laps to go, but I am almost home. What have I got to do? But this is the thing. We've got this battle between Tom and of course Jason at the moment. We can't take our eyes off the screen for any moment. But this is absolutely brilliant stuff with these guys. But this is where it's gonna count. You know, going into the chicane, this chicane of death. You know, because it is kind of tight and twisty Oh yes, this is what we want to see. We want to see a battle. These battles, because you know, as Tom has done the fastest lap of the race at the moment, with at least 4 laps to go. With the Mini 7's, the Decals Lab Mini 7's. This has absolutely been brilliant stuff. I don't know how these guys have managed to put on good battles throughout, but these guys have been putting saved the battles till last. I cannot believe how good this season has been. So, I'll just catch my breath back for a minute, but you see Bluefin and Tom Holland, these guys are battling it out. I believe we've got a bit of a battle further back between Marky Mark and of course Stealth Racer. You know, Jay Baxter has got a 4/10 for a penalty, but he's, you know, it is, and then, you know, this, you know, that's what we want, you know, this is the thing, but we've got battle for 7th, and then you got a battle for 3rd at the moment, or 2nd and 3rd, but the thing is, Jerry's now dropped back a bit from this battle. He's probably just thinking, well, you know, I give it my all, but, you know, he's done sensationally well. He's done actually exceptionally well. So has everyone else in this league. You know, we've got Tom and Jason at the moment still battling each other. But this is the thing. James Stephen is absolutely miles away. He's about to go on to lap number 12. We are winding down as the Pineapple Head, aka Tom Holland, just clips the chicane, gives Bluefin a gap now to get up to James Stephen. Is he let Bluefin go? Is he let Jason go to catch up to James, to potentially put James under pressure as Jerry Smalls is battling for the final podium place, as we are within 3 laps to go of the round number 14, the final round of the Decals Lab Mini 7's. This has absolutely been brilliant stuff all season long. I cannot wait to see what happens next season with the Porsche Caymans that are coming here, as we see Marky Mark and of course Stealth Racer. This battle's dropped back a bit now with Jay Baxter going offline a bit there, as we see Jerry and of course Tom have a battle for 3rd, so potentially 2 of the championship protagonists are having a battle. Excuse me, as we see that there's Jason Grant here. Jason is putting James Stephen, or trying to push on to James Stephen to potentially put a distraction. I think that's why Tom had let him go, because then it could distract him to potentially cost James doing the double here this evening. So I can't wait to see what happens within the last 3 laps of the race. You know, we are winding down the laps in the final race of the season. You know, it has been a mega season throughout, as we see Pineapple Head and of course Jerry. Tom goes a bit wide there and Jerry's catching up slowly but surely, but we see here Jason is dropped back a bit from James. I think James knows that he's going to be a bit of a distraction because the other guys are chasing, but with 2 laps to go, after 2 laps to go, you know, it's going to be, it's kind of heart in your mouth moment, but I believe that Jerry and Tom are just battling it out. I don't think there's really much battles now between, we've still got Marky Mark and of course Stealth Racer still battling for 7th place here at the moment. But we'll go back potentially to, it's not really much of a battle but for the championship guys at the moment, but James Stephen is holding on. He's now trying to get a 2-second gap. He's trying to get a 2-second gap to Bluefin there, but yeah, we'll go back to this battle between Stealth Racer and Marky Mark at the moment. So these guys are battling it out for potentially 7th place in the race, but it's been quite eventful and quite exciting, this race, or should I say this race. And of course, as James Stephen gets a bit crossed up there going into the chicane, but he's about to start the penultimate lap of the last race of the season. James Stephen is going to come home and potentially take another win, or Jason Grant will chase him down. But we are on the penultimate lap of the last race of the season, as we've got Pineapple Head and Jerry. So Tom and Jerry are still battling for potentially the last place on the podium, but Jerry isn't giving up, as Love Mecca has got past Ben for 5th place at the moment, and we've still got this. Stealth has kindly still got past Marky Mark, but Jay Baxter is also in catching these guys up. But as you can see, James Stephen here is pushing on for potentially another victory and potentially the championship win. We shall see what happens within this week. As Jason Grant goes off wide, so that's going to push him a bit back now, so James will have a bit more of an advantage, and the Pineapple Head, aka Tom Holland, will potentially catch him up now. But Jerry is trying to push on. You know, I do feel that, you know, this championship has brought plenty of surprises since day one, and of course Stealth Racer and Marky Mark. But at the moment there's not really much of a battle now, because we're all spread out a bit, so we'll just see what we can see. We'll go back to a bit of a battle, Pineapple Head and of course Jerry, but you know, it's a bit, Jerry's a bit far, but he's not that bad, as James Stephen cuts the chicane, but he's about to start the final lap of the last race of the season, so he's on the final lap now. He knows he's got it in the bag if he doesn't make any mistakes, as we see the Pineapple Head and of course Jerry Smiles in 3rd and 4th at the moment, as Low Frequency and of course Ben Smith are coming up, as we see Marky Mark and of course Jay Baxter. These two are having a bit of a battle now, so these two, the Cheddar Woods versus the B&M Bargains, but they've spread out a bit even more now. But it has been one absolute epic season. I'll try and see if these guys battle, but I believe Jay and Marky Mark have now got a bit of a gap, but there's still a bit of a gap between Bluefin and of course Tom Holland and of course Jerry and of course James Stephen. So we shall see what goes on at the moment. So we are looking forward to seeing what goes on here. We are potentially heading for a victory for James Stephen, also probably the championship, as the Pineapple Head and of course Jerry are counting how many corners are left. But we'll try and go back to the battle if we can, but there is not really any major battles. We'll just go with James Stephen as he goes into the penultimate turn now, heading down towards the chicane, into the chicane for the final time. James Stephen is about to take history and become another back-to-back race, but also takes the championship with him. Absolute well done to James. He takes the championship. Oh boy, that was close. And Jason Grant comes home in 2nd place. Tom Holland comes home in 3rd, and Jerry comes home in 4th. And then you got The Frequency comes home in 5th, and Ben Smith comes home in 6th. And then you got Marky Mark and of course Stealth Racer, and then Marky Mark, and then Jay Baxter bringing up the rear. But the championship goes, and I believe it goes to James Stephen, because where has he been? He's come from a late charge, from coming in, as James Stephen takes the win and possibly the championship as well, if I believe that. But yes, absolutely fantastic stuff between everyone that's entered. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. That was unreal. But wow. I don't know. Guys, you have made me, and I'm going to say this now, I have been I'm just going to go through, just post my screenshot for the I don't know what to say, guys. I'm speechless. but I'd like to thank each and every one of you guys for taking part. I don't know what's been going on, but there might have been some issues. Oh. I don't know what to say, I'm speechless, but yeah, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say, but I believe the title goes to James Stephen. James, if you're watching the stream, mate, thank you so much for great entertainment, and congratulations, mate. It has been deserved. I would like to see what you guys think. I'm going to go potentially and have a beer now to calm down, because I tell you what, that was ace. I'm speechless. So guys, as I say, if you want to, if you guys are up for joining Eldar Racing, check us out on Facebook, and also check the streams that we do. And but yeah, yes, thank you so much, guys. But yeah, I am speechless, as I say. James Stephen, yeah, I'm gonna potentially, I think the guys are gonna, so yeah, but yes, so if you want to see, oh, it's Jerry joining the party. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here, and I will catch you guys later. And yeah, I'll see you next season, guys. Ta-ra.